But today we're going to be focusing primarily on retail and just how to have a better mindset with it, how to build a better relationship with sales, and some of the major key elements in selling retail specifically. And you're definitely hitting on some major trigger points, I think, for our industry in general, because this is something that I feel like continues to come up, even though the face of retail has shifted throughout the industry. There's still that like imposter syndrome or that mindset challenge of like, how do I navigate that? So I'm so curious on like what you have found like for you and just like what you've worked around with others and like kind of getting past those barriers a little bit and how to frame it in a way that doesn't feel so salesy and just empowers people to be able to like talk about retail in a different way. Like what have you found has worked for you and others you've worked with?
Yeah. So a big thing, I think, with anything, at least for me, and again, like everybody learns differently, everybody has things, but this is what has worked for me and what has worked in the way that I've been able to translate it for other stylists for it to finally click. And that's actually arming yourself with knowledge about why you probably feel crappy about selling, and also arming yourself with knowledge about the brands that you're choosing to sell, the brands that you're choosing to align with, or even the products, right? So if you're an independent or you're a salon owner, you are physically choosing to align with those brands. You still have that opportunity as a commission stylist because you can choose to align with products within the salon. And so taking that ownership of the products that you are going to present to your clients, really understanding what it is that they offer, what they do. For me, knowledge is always power. The more I know about something, the more confidently I can talk about it. And then that translates. And then ultimately learning that our clients have needs that need met. So if we're not offering a solution, somebody is. Ultimately, like if we're not the one offering the solution, there are lots of YouTubers and influencers that are, and sometimes they're not the best ones, or they're not recommending the best thing. And so we assume, one of my favorite kind of analogies for this is something that Elizabeth Fay hits on all the time, and it's common sense versus common knowledge. We assume that it's common sense to not do or use certain things. And she uses that in it. I've translated into retail because I make everything about retail, but we assume that clients don't know, or that they know what we know, but it's not. They don't, because it's common sense to us. So we have to make it common knowledge to them. And so basically I have kind of four, like it's an equation, but it's aligning yourself with the proper brands, having an actual like target market strategy, thinking about what products your guests need based on the time of year, and then actually marketing to them because other people are as well. And then consultation sales, which is making their entire experience from the start till the end about educating them about products for their hair. So it starts at the very beginning on, this is what we're going to do today. This is what you're going to need to do at home to keep it up. That's a big part for hair masks, purple shampoos. If you have a really texture driven cut that they're promoting, you know, you can give them that great cut. They walk out. If they've never used a pomade before, it might be an issue. And so just really having that conversation the whole time. And then the end of it is really just understanding why intuitively we as stylists, or most of us, but more specifically as stylists, kind of make financial decisions for our clients. And it really is our superpower. It's because we are more of us than not are very empathy driven. And so we don't want to come across as salesy. We don't want to make our client who's spending all this money on their hair spend more money. We start to internalize all these factors instead of just using it as our superpower and maybe offering solutions. So those are sort of the four like pillars that I kind of have found just dissect retail in a way that makes sense